Hello everybody, I'm Preston, and this is the Science of Money, Part 10, our free class hosted by Nubian Science. We're talking about the mgmc and the circular flow of income over a 12-month period. So this is going to be like what we used to call in college a capstone course. And primarily what that is going to be a summary of all of the previous lessons, and then you have like a capstone. So you have a final assignment that you'll be tested on. Now, of course, with this, it's absolutely free, so it's no test. Nonetheless, I brought a tool with me. And this, obviously you can see it, this is a wonderful chalkboard that we was blessed to be able to get so we can illustrate presentations and share information. So keep in mind our whole objective at Nubian Science channel, is to reach 30,000 people a year and to teach them saving money using the mgmc, and I'm wearing the shirt so you can see it. So let's get into the lesson tonight. So tonight we're talking about how we're going to talk about the circular flow of income and how it works. So if you'll follow along on the board, I have some indicators. So the HH, means household. That's you and I. And then I'm going to step across the camera. The other side is for the F, and that means firm. So, in between that, you will see the YOU, which is you. But atop that, you'll see where it says that money is always in motion. So, money, as we talked about in lesson 2 all the way up through 9, and I'll reiterate briefly here, money stands for 5 things. Money stands for motion. Money stands for opportunity. Money stands for niche. Most importantly, money is you and I. It is energy, and it all works in a flow or a yearly flow. Keep that in mind. So, how does that affect us? Well, if you look at the board, we see what's called synergy. And synergy is a flow, a currency between two operating entities, that creates a circular motion that evolves into a axis that evolves on its own. Okay? So, that being said, so if you look at the board, households go to the firms for jobs, for services, for goods, whatever. The firms, in turn, go to the households. Why? To employ, to get what? Production. Motion. Why? So they can take that and turn that into a yearly flow. Now here's the difference between what they do on their side and what most people do on the household side. So the firms, they set an objective. So the firms, they're going to take that motion and production. It's a yearly flow, and it's actually your energy, which is a part of the money system. They're going to take that, and then they wind up actually capturing that energy into a circular flow that goes on self-evolving axes over a 12-month period. So I'm going to explain briefly with the board, if you just follow along and just please pay attention. Because keep in mind, the lessons are free, but they didn't come cheap. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. So motion is production equals a year, right? So let's say you go to the firm, you get a job, then you come over here back to the household side, you have a certain amount that you make, and you're not capturing any of your flow. In other words, you have no mgmc, so an mgmc is equal to an SP, which is equal to a free flow, which is equal to 70, 20, 150 to 280% growth, wealth. You know what I mean? Exponential growth. Whereas a no mgmc, here again, as we illustrated in the, I'm stepping out the camera just a little bit, but you should still be able to see this. As we illustrated in video 2 and through 9, that the no MGMC leads to a 20% start and 2021, and you more than likely end up at a 3% OPC, which is operating capital in December of 2022. That's what the predictions are sloping to for people that are not systematically planning. You know what I mean? And actively moving toward a goal-oriented direction. Now, back to the board. So, you're captured in the flow, right? And what the businesses do is they instantly create, and I probably shouldn't share this, I have an MBA, but I'm going to share it because our whole interest is in teaching people about saving money and sharing knowledge. So businesses create an objective for, let's say, $2 million for the year, right? And they're going to meet that objective through what's called an SP/B. I won't disclose that, and then an I. And that creates a backflow, and they're going to harvest all of that data, all of that from you. How do they do that? Because you don't have a program set up intact where you're creating a backflow, so they know that you're going to have to depend on them for money. So they're going to, over a 20-year period, which we'll get into that discussion when I talk about the red pill and the blue pill, was actually coming up in lesson 1, part 2 of our next 10 lessons. So just stay tuned, tune in. For everybody that's new, welcome. I'm Preston, I'm the host. This is Nubian Science channel. This is the Science of Money. This is part 10, and I'm so excited to bring this to you. So excited. But nonetheless, follow along. So basically what happens is on two sides of the board you have the F, which is firms, businesses, corporations, and the HH, which is households, which is us, typically consumers. Over a duration of time, businesses amass a mass amount of exponential wealth, whereas households on the other side have a tendency to stay in the same orbital circle. See what I'm saying? And so here on the Science of Money, a part of our role, our main role, is just to educate you on money flow, and where and to through our free classes, hopefully empower you to make a choice, because two people, and I've said this in previous videos, and I like to share it, can start at the same place, same firm, right here. And in a matter of months, one person using the MGMC is already, their money's growing is exponentially. And in a short amount of time, they can walk away from the job. Whereas that other person is gonna, they have no MGMC and they're stuck in that flow. They're stuck on that ship pretty much, where the masses of people are at, and most of those people won't get onto the land. You understand? To get to a point of an MGMC equals a SP equals a free flow, which at some point or another will equals to a life of financial freedom, which I believe is the objective of every person that has been able to meet their basic needs and basic provisions, to rise up the hierarchy of life. And so I'm very excited tonight to be sharing this with you. I'm going to bring it to a summary. I do thank everybody that has helped us to bring this to fruition. And we're just so grateful. And we thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to start the next 10 videos here pretty soon. So we thank you for tuning in and watching The Science of Money. This is video 10. Thanks so much. Have a great night. I'm your host, Preston. See you next time.